Hello. Yes, I am here. Trying something new, and I'm not sure it's going to work. But how are you, David? Hello, Trance. There's a little dot in here. Okay, I'm going to go now to my computer screen where I can read things better. Oh my goodness. It's been a while, and I'm still kind of doing things. I'm trying something new today, so you'll please bear with me. But I seem to have lost, there we go. I can see so much better with my computer than I can squinting at, but I know you know how that is. I mean, as we get older, we don't see as well, right? Not that you're getting older. All right, so let's see. I'm going in here. And I'm turning off the sound because I'm echoing. And there we go. All right, I can see Desmond. I can see Trans Jedi. All right, let's say, so is there anybody here? Yeah, I was, but I was trying to fix things. And the snow. Okay. And hello. And how is everybody doing today? We're switching into getting towards fall. And that's something I love the fall. Um, if you were to ask me my favorite time of the year, of course, as a ski instructor, I love the winter. But my favorite is the fall because I have the winter to look forward to, my skiing and all of that, and snow play and everything. But I love the gradual moving towards colder and the trees changing. And then of course there's all sorts of holidays to look forward to. So it's kind of like a back to back to back fun fest. So yeah, what's you guys' favorite time of the year? I love the fall. I love the fall and the winter. So I'm looking over here. You're doing fine, Desmond Donders. Good. It's it's YT off. Of course it'll work. Not. Okay. So as for the time of the year, and me as traveling and stuff, I actually like it the best for traveling. I don't like the spring because it's starting to get warmer, but you never can tell what's going to happen. It gets, you might have a good day and then you're out and you're traveling about and it's raining. And so it's harder to have consistent days in the spring, at least in the early spring, than it is to have them in the fall. In the fall, it's slowly moving towards winter, but it's still warm. And all the kids are back in school. And so, you have like the road to yourself and a lot of the places that you go to yourself. So that's my favorite time. All right. Not a fan of winter, but you love autumn. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you guys get harsh winters, don't you, up there in Scotland? Are they harsh winters? I mean, we get harsh winters here, but they're not harsh like other people. We get a type of snow called Sierra sludge, and it's really, really wet. But it being California, we get storms come through, but then we have really nice days in between, and so you get a kind of a respite from the whole thing. So let's see. Hello, Tabby Smith. How are you? How are you? Well, I think, you know what, we're starting to get some people in here, and I think I'm going to go ahead. We can do, but it's been 10 years since we had a real bad one. Yeah. Well, that's nice. Let's see if I can find. I'm going to try to do this differently. Which one is, no, that's the travel trivia, travel news. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to do some stuff. I like to start off with travel news. So that we can know kind of what's going on in the world of travel. And so my first one is, we talked about Hawaii a while back, and they were starting to open up, but you still had to go and quarantine for 14 days. Well, who has 14 days and then time for their holiday? But now we're about to see a return of tourism in Hawaii. The state is planning to reopen on October 15th, so that's like 2 days from now. One of the keys to the safe return is the state's pre-travel testing program. It has been mandatory for 14 days, but now the rules will change, and when visitors will be able to travel to the state without quarantine if they can provide negative results of a specific type of COVID-19 test taken within 72 hours of their arrival. So that'll be cool for anybody who wants to go to Hawaii, but you're booking your thing and you have to take the test within 72 hours of arrival. And what if you come in contact with a COVID person in that, like 85 days before hours before your arrival? So you're taking a chance. You're still taking a chance. But if you've been fairly consistently, masking, social distancing, not hanging around with people who might have it, that might be a fairly safe bet for taking a trip, but then you have to get on the plane, and I don't know, I'm still not up for plane rides. So our second story is about Canada. You get a lot of rain between showers over. Where are you, Trans Jedi? Where are you? but I'll wait for your answer, but I'm going to talk about Canada. And I wish that Val from Val's Live or Kim were on right now, because this is something that's going to be interesting for them, because, they haven't seen each other in a long time. And the Canadian government believes firmly in this was what they said. This government believes firmly in compassion, and we know that we needed to take steps given that this is not a short-term problem. According to official news release, the expanded allowances for people coming into the country, which Val hasn't been able to go see Kim, certain extended family members of Canadian citizens, Canadian permanent residents, including those in an exclusive dating relationship at least 1 year, their dependent children, as well as adult children, grandchildren, siblings, and grandparents. So I'm not sure on the wording of that, but it sounds like maybe, just maybe, Val might be able to go visit Kim. I know you know them, Desmond Stonders, David. But let's see, let's see. Trans Jedi says we get a lot of rain between showers over here. Then David says, yes, in Scotland it only rains 9 months of the year, and the other 3 feet, it drips off the trees. Yes, but then you don't have the problems like we have in California, where we have a fire season. Yeah, of course everybody knows that, and they hear about it a lot. We had a really bad fire season, and it was not so much in the mountains. We did have some in the mountains. In fact, we had some down by the eastern side of Yosemite. But there was a lot of water in the ground. But it's, we're getting them more and more. So, but I hear we're supposed to have a pretty good winter this year. So fingers crossed for water and for skiing for me. So let's see. Sounds like it will. Mention it to them. I'm not quite sure. Oh, yes. I private messaged Val, but she has a new job schedule. This new, I don't know, it's a patient of hers. It's a completely different schedule than the last patient. So I'm still trying to figure out when and where she is at any given time of the day. So, but I did instant message her, and maybe Kim will pop in today. Sometimes he does. So let's look at my last bit of news, Common Pass. Now, I guess in Sweden they've been using this, but save your ideas about asparagus recipes. I don't think so. There it goes. So Common Pass is a new digital health passport that will enable travelers to securely document and carry their COVID-19 test results and certified health status while keeping the rest of their health information private. It's in trial stage for international travel. The ability to readily verify travelers' test results coming from a certified lab could prove to broader opening of international borders. And wouldn't that be wonderful? Because, not everybody has COVID. In fact, it's it's lower than your national, obviously. So if people can prove and have all of that in that passport, that would be a good thing for international travel. I don't know if anybody wants us Americans in their country yet, though. So that might that might not do any good for Americans, but for you guys over in Scotland, that might get you out and about. And David, do you ever take Desmond to other countries and such, like take a ferry over to France or go down into Wales or anything like that? I'd be interested to know that. I think Val is as well. LOL, different job though. Yeah. So I'm getting ready for my job, which is going to be different than it was last year because of COVID. We're going to be doing a thing where the parents have to boot up the kids, and they have to do it outside. We're not letting them inside. There's a special area that you can use to go to the bathroom and stuff like that. But then we're not feeding them at lunch. We'll give them a sack lunch. Their parents have to pick them up, and then we teach them in the afternoon. So it's going to be a completely different program because we're trying to keep everybody outside. And there will be some sort of something to cover them if it's snowing. So, it's not like we're going to make the poor little kids go sit in the snow, go eat your sack lunch. But yeah, I'm encouraged by what my mountain, Bear Mountain, is doing, and it sounds pretty good. So let's see. All right, well, we can get rid of the news. You've been to France years ago, and also the Scottish Islands, been to England and Wales. Was it in Desmond? Did you take the van? I know you've been to Canada and places like flown there and stuff, but did you take your van into those places? And we did do a little van trip, but I'm looking forward to the time when we can trick it out and have, not just sort of a pallet on the ground in the van to sleep in. Although it was comfortable, I did get mattress pads and stuff, so it was nice. But I want my bed, I want my little kitchen layout, and I want my porta potty. So I'm gonna get a composting one, and because they don't smell, if you do it right, they don't smell. So let's see. Yes, France was before Desmond when we had a trailer caravan. Oh, okay. And what kind of places did you visit in France? I'm curious because, it's like, I know you can rent vans and stuff like that now. You see it in van life all the time where they have, where you lease it or rent it for, 2-3 weeks or something. And that would be a fun thing to do. I would like to do that. My biggest bucket list on new countries to visit, because I've been to Canada, I've been to Mexico, but my husband and I are both kind of Anglophiles, and we would like to do the British Isles, and I think I mentioned before I'd like to do a canal boat thing, which is kind of like being in a van. We used to have a sailboat that was live aboard, and so I kind of think I've got the feeling for how it would be for van life or for being in one of those canal boats, because I've done it in a sailboat. It had a step down keel. So it was a reef keel that ran the length rather than going deep, but it was the length of it. And so you could step down into the keel to stand up in the galley, whereas smaller boats, you're kind of all hunched over like if you were in a short van. But so I've gotten the feeling of what it would be like to be in van life by doing it in the sailboat. But of course, I don't need any water with the van. Of course, I do need gas, whereas our sailboat, yeah, we had gas in case we needed it, but we didn't generally need it. So let's see. The Loire Valley, Normand and Brittany. Cool. So I think we're going to be kind of light on people in here. So I think we're going to move on to our Would You Rather section. And we'll save the travel trivia for later. Although I can tell you right now, David, there's one in there that I'm not going to let you answer because it has to do with your country. But we'll get to that later. All right. So we're going into the Would You Rather section. Would you rather be required to travel for a month entirely alone or with 5 of your most annoying relatives? Okay, that one I had to think about because it seemed obvious to me, and then I'm like, well, maybe not. So, would you rather be required to travel for a month entirely alone or with 5 of your most annoying relatives? Yes, David, that's my answer too. Although I'm a social person, and I kind of took it as like you're all by yourself, but you could run into other people, and so yeah, I think I'd rather be alone. I can always read books and do all sorts of stuff on my own. In fact, I've done Disneyland alone, and I liked it. I didn't have to worry about what other people wanted to do, and I just kind of zipped around here and there. But yeah, okay. Next question. Would you rather This isn't real, but would you rather visit Hogwarts or Narnia? Hogwarts or Narnia? This one's a very simple one for me. So I know my relatives. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Now, I have plenty of relatives that I would love to travel with and do, but I do have some that are quite challenging. And I think, for a month, um, yeah, might not be the greatest idea. Just not that anybody's mean or rude. It's just we're not the same. So now, would you rather visit Hogwarts or Narnia? And you said, David said Hogwarts because of the Narnian age restrictions. Yeah, yeah, that's true. But I'm wavering that, and I'm going to Narnia because I had all the books as a child, and I read them over and over and over again. And somehow I'm going to slip into Narnia in some way, form, or other. And if I get to choose, it would be Narnia. I've got another thing coming across here. Okay, so yeah, I think we've got. You still have the books? Yeah, I've got all the books. My middle granddaughter likes the books. My older one says, I just never got into it. So, and I'm like, how could you not get into the Narnia books? But anyway, she's less fantasy oriented. And the middle one is more, the mind, the creativity and stuff just. So, and then the youngest one doesn't read yet. So I'm going to have to work on that one. Okay, let's see. I've got, now, would you rather visit Africa or Antarctica for a year? And as much as I love the snow, I'm saying Africa. I just can't seem to think, it's harsh down there. And I don't think they have any skiing facilities, so no. I'm definitely for Africa. Actually, I've got my cousin's niece lives in Malawi. She does volunteer work there. So I would go to Malawi and visit her. And a couple of other things. Of course, Africa has Egypt, and I would love to see Egypt. So yeah, definitely Africa for me. Yeah, Africa for you too. Yeah, it's like, it's, both can be harsh environments depending on where Africa's a pretty big continent, so but I think Africa is much better. Hey, Duke Family Chronicles, how are you doing? We're in the middle of our Would You Rather section of our travel show today. So the question, no to Egypt? You wouldn't want to go to Egypt, David? Oh my goodness, I want to see the Valley of the Kings and all of that. I love all of that history and stuff like that. And besides, so many murder mysteries have taken place there. I'm a big Agatha Christie fan. So let's see. Let's move on to our next question. You've been there, and it's a little disappointing. Oh, I'm sorry. My eye. Oh, that must be a shadow. I'm seeing something over here. Yeah. Well, I guess. Yeah, I have heard that people thought everything was bigger. But I still want to see it. I still want to see it. And since you've already been there, I can see why you wouldn't bother going again. Okay, question number 4 on the Would You Rather section. Would you rather be able to teleport to places you've already been or only to places you've never been before? That one's easy for me. So let's see. Would you rather be able to teleport to places that you've already been as much as you want, but you already have to have been there? Or would you rather be able to teleport to places that you've never been, but not to places that you have been? So, yes, I think we're all agreed. David, Duke family, never been before. Yeah, I think so too. Not that I haven't enjoyed the places I've been, but I want to see. It's like Ariel in the Little Mermaid. I want more. I want to see more. I want to do more. I want to experience more. So, yeah, And I'm assuming now, it doesn't say in the question, but I'm assuming that I could still get in a car and drive to those places or in an airplane, but maybe not. But if I was able to just teleport to any other place, I'd never run out of places. So, okay, next question. All right, I need to make the screen a little bit bigger. I'm trying something new. Instead of writing it down, I'm doing multiple screens on my computer, and I'm not very good at it yet. Okay, would you rather have in-flight Wi-Fi but no legroom? And by no legroom, I mean the seat's totally up against your knees and your seat's totally pushing against your calves. No legroom. Or would you rather have, let me see how it's worded. Would you rather have in-flight legroom, like first class legroom and everything, but no Wi-Fi? So in-flight Wi-Fi with absolutely no legroom, or no Wi-Fi with like first class legroom. Legroom every time. Yeah, legroom every time. I'm torn on this one. I don't have an answer for it. Depends on how long the flight is, I guess, but I would get bored. I'd rather have I guess I could do things on my phone without Wi-Fi, but I've gotten really spoiled lately. So, yeah, probably the legroom. Probably would go for the legroom, and then I can always carry a book, right? So, I mean, we haven't had Wi-Fi for that long in history that it's entirely essential. Okay, next. Let's see. I flew in the RAF when we had no concept of Wi-Fi. Most of the flights I've been on have been without Wi-Fi. Recent ones, but you know what? I haven't flown in a few years, so we'll see. Okay. Number 6. This is the last would you rather section. Okay. Would you rather holiday for free at a 5-star hotel in the most boring town in the world, or pay a large amount to stay in a shed at an exotic location? Okay, holiday for free in a 5-star hotel at the most boring town in the world, or pay a large amount to stay in a shed in an exotic location. This is one that I can answer easy. I can answer this one easily. So let's see. We have, okay. You don't do boring? Yeah, I don't do boring. Well, the Duke family. Yeah, I could see that if you just want to rest, and sit by the pool and have room service and stuff like that. But like I said, I want to get out and do stuff, and I have roughly stayed in sheds at times too. Okay, let's get rid of that. Boom. And so I could do it. I could do the sheds if it was a perfectly exotic location. And of course, the question doesn't tell you how long. I mean, I think it would be different if it was like a month. I don't know that I want to do a shed for a whole month, but yep. I've been to the most boring place in the world. Hull. Where is Hull? Where's Hull? Or what? Or are you talking about hell? But I don't think that's going to be boring, regardless of how bad it is. Where is Hull? What country is Hull in? East Yorkshire in England. So what is Hull known for? Is there any particular thing that it's known for? Is it like known for farming, or is it known for transportation, or is it manufacturing or anything? I'm gonna have to look Hull up. Absolutely nothing. It's known for nothing. Okay, well, that I can understand would be an issue then. Okay, so yeah. So let's see. I'm trying to think of the most boring place I've ever been. And I can't. Because every little place, if I do a lot of, looking up stuff. My husband says that when I videotape some of these towns, I make them far more interesting than they actually are. But I can always find something interesting someplace. But yeah, I want to get. I would definitely do the shed in an exotic location because I want to do it all. I want to see it all. So let's start on travel trivia. You went there on a job and it was closed. The whole town was closed? Are you saying like they closed the town? You know what? In Midwestern, Middle America, sometimes it used to be that towns would like close up on a Sunday. I mean, you didn't go to the store, you didn't go, you went to church and then had a potluck, but you couldn't, so, but I've never lived in a place like that. Except when I was little, there were places that were closed on holidays. But yeah, it felt like that. Okay. All right. So we're going to enter into our travel trivia. I'm going to move this over. Could not find anywhere open to eat or anything. Wow. Yeah, that's kind of sad. So, what was the most visited attraction in 2019? What was the most visited attraction in the year 2019? So we've got, oh, you need to use your brain? Yes, that's the brainage is required for travel trivia. So it won't surprise you, except I have something weird. There's something I've got to, boom, 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 boom. There we go. There's the answer. So, Grand Canyon, you know what? It's not the Grand Canyon. And I have been to the Grand Canyon, and I wasn't disappointed, like you were talking about being disappointed in Egypt, but my brain could not take in that it was real. My brain just kept seeing it was a diorama, some sort of a painting with layers and stuff like that. I knew it was real. I'm standing at the edge, but my brain just could not take in the vastness. That is a great place to go, but no, that is not the answer. The answer is the Colosseum in Rome. I guess last year, everybody decided to go to the Colosseum in Rome. I guess next year I won't be able to have that question for 2020 because nobody's going anywhere. But yep, the Colosseum in Rome, and I do get that. Yeah, I always wanted to see the Greek historical buildings more than the Roman ones, largely because the Roman ones are all kind of took theirs and their religion off of the Greek and then just transformed it and changed some names. But I would love to see all of that. 2020, the answer is the bathroom. Yes, David, it's true. It's that would be the answer. The bathroom, the kitchen. You pull out your passport, go to the kitchen, go back to your room. Yep. Okay. So, next question is, who was the first musical band to travel to all 7 continents and play a concert? Who was the first musical band to go to all 7 continents to play a concert? Okay. Yeah. The Beatles? That was my guess too, but it's not. And I will tell you, they did all 7. They actually did all 7 in 1 year in 19. Okay, this year is not right. I'm not even gonna do that. Something happened to it, but it was Metallica, and they did all 7 in 1 year. So my daughter loves Metallica, so she'd be really happy with that answer. So yeah, Metallica. I was like sure it was going to be the Beatles, but no, it was Metallica. Okay, here's another one. When did the Boeing 747 make its debut? Okay. Yesu, watch a video named "We Went to Hell So You Don't Have to." Okay, that I will. That sounds intriguing. Okay, so when did the Boeing 747 make its debut? I remember it. I didn't write in it, but I remember it. It was, well, I'm not going to say how old I was. I'll tell you later, but let's see. 1974? No, no. It was a little earlier than that. It was a little earlier than that. It was Does anybody else have an answer? Oh, okay. It was 1969. I was 11 at the time. And I thought, oh, this is just so romantic, when I was a kid, being able to fly in airplanes and travel all over the world was just such a romantic idea. And also, during the 60s, you had all of the reruns of the old 50s and 40s movies where, they'd be all dressed up in the airplanes and so I always just thought, oh my goodness. And then I realized once I'd been flying, well, it's not that romantic. It's just kind of gets you there. Okay. Hey, JD's Flying Canuck. How you doing? How you doing? We're in the travel trivia portion of our day. We've already done our travel news and our Would You Rather section, and now we're in the travel trivia stage. So I'm going to move on to one more question. Oh, JD's into house. I'm awesome. You're beautiful. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Let's keep going, but thank you. I'm glad you're here. Totally glad you're here. I think next time I'm going to have the setup different because I seem to be bending over to read all of the comments. But this time it's a little bit hard. I was trying a new system and I like the system, but I don't like where it's set up. So, in what country do they carry fish scales for good luck? Okay, which country do they carry fish scales for good luck? I'll give you a small hint. The tradition started at Christmas time, but has expanded to the whole year. So, what country do they carry fish scales for good luck? Yes, I'm married. China? No, actually, I would have thought China because they do stuff like that. They have all the good luck things and stuff like that. Desmond? No, it's not Iceland. David, it's the Czech Republic. The tradition started at Christmas. But then it just kind of take over, and now everybody will carry a fish scale in their wallet for good luck. Hi, Polly Robertson. How are you? How you doing? So yeah, I feel like I'm looking at this to see what you're saying, and then I'm going back and forth. Like I could get a head rush or something from doing this. Never heard of that one? Yeah, I hadn't either. I just I go onto all these sites and randomly pick strange facts. And that was a new one to me. So yeah, we've got maybe start carrying a fish scales in my wallet for some good luck. Maybe if everybody carried fish scales, we could get rid of COVID. Or at Christmas, then we'd get rid of it for 2021. Buongiorno, Marcel Robert. Hello, how are you? How are you doing? I saw you on Val's Life, was it last night or was it night before last? I don't remember. I think you came in at the last minute. Bye for now, JD. Okay, let's move on to this next travel trivia question. In 1983, the movie Vacation premiered. Where was the family headed? In 1983, the movie Vacation premiered. It's a fictitious place, by the way, but where were they headed? It's a fictitious place patterned after something else. You're always lurking. Nice to see you. Oh, good. I'm glad. It's good to see you too. So, yes, our question is, the movie Vacation, where was the family headed? What was their destination? So I like lurking too. There are times I get into chat and I like to do things, but I'll put it on my TV. I get YouTube on my TV, but I can't answer. So I'll just have the TV going and I'll be paying attention to what everybody else is saying. Oh, but I can't read what's being said. I can just hear what the host is saying. So then I started carrying my phone in the kitchen while I was doing dishes so I could put little things in, but it does slow me down. Okay, yes, David. You're absolutely right. It's Wally World. It was Wally World, and it was closed, just like Disneyland is closed right now, and I'm so very sad. Okay, yes, it was Wally World. No, not Walmart World or Six Flags. Wally World was kind of like fake Disneyland. And I think that's the one where the grandma died and they strapped her to the roof of the car, if I remember correctly. It's been years since I've seen that one because they didn't know what to do with her. So she was strapped to the roof of the car. Okay, next question. Next question. What was the original purpose for the Leaning Tower of Pisa? Okay, they didn't build it to be leaning. They didn't build it for, oh, it's just going to be a tourist attraction. There was a purpose. What was the purpose of the Leaning Tower of Pisa? Pisa, not pizza. So, do I have any answers? I do realize there is a lag between when I say something and when you type something and when I see it. Desmond's Donders, yes, David, it was a bell tower. You got 2 points. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. To prove that the world was flat. Well, yeah, but then it fell over, so I don't think it proved the world was flat. Okay. What city and country is the Taj Mahal located? What city and country is the Taj Mahal located? Now, I'm pretty sure anybody can say what country, but what's the city that it's located in? Marcel is sticking his tongue out at me. Okay. What city and country? India, yes. The name sounds like a portion of the name in Disney's Aladdin. So there's a city in Aladdin, and the real city is a portion of it could be a real city in Aladdin too. It's Agra. And in Aladdin, it was Agrabah. So in Agra, India is where the Taj Mahal is located. Yeah, I thought that might be a tricky one because everybody pretty much knows it's India, but the city, that's a little harder, I think. So let's see what our next question is. What is the only remaining original seven wonders of the world? So the only the original 7 wonders of the world, the only one remaining. Good day, Geo Jerry's Adventures. How are you? Good to see you. We're playing travel trivia, and our question now is, what is the only remaining of the original 7 wonders of the world? David, you're just kicking butt. You've got 3 answers. Yes, it's the Great Pyramid in Giza. 3. Now, see, you didn't like Egypt, but that helped you get one of the answers. So you should be grateful to Egypt. 3. David has 3. Okay. Have you been on any good geocaching trips lately, Geo Jerry? I haven't done any. I've gone by and when we were traveling and gone, oh, there's one over there I know about. Oh, there's one over there, but I haven't gotten out and looked at any of them. I usually only go geocaching with my friend Lori because she's got all the bells and whistles and gadgets, and I just tag along. But I do help with the clues. So you did a couple at the weekend. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? What'd you find? Did you leave any little trinkets? I have taken little trinkets and put little trinkets back, and my friend actually leaves bigger things. Her husband says that geocaching is spending a lot of money on equipment to get Dollar Tree items as a trinket, but that's not the point of it. It's getting out and finding places and stuff. You know, but you did create a new adventure lab along the waterfront. Oh, cool. That's cool. Claudie Moss, nothing is that how you say it? I'm always being, because you know your language is difficult. Is it Claudie Moss? Nothing left as the travel bug we were after was moved an hour before we got there. Oh no. Is that how you say it? Is it Claudie Moss? Exactly. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. And you got, you know, the other thing is muggles and them not knowing what they've got and taking it. That's never fun too. But yeah, muggles. Okay, so let's go on to our next question. Oh, it's our last question. Oops, we've gone through these real fast. Okay, this will probably be a guessing thing, unless you happen to have a specific knowledge of this. But when you're in the Philippines, why should you never use the word hostess? So like if you know you're going to dinner with somebody and you're going to their house and, oh, I would like to introduce you to our hostess, is a big no. So why should you never call someone a hostess? We were all muggles at one time. Yes, Geo Jerry. We all were muggles at one time. But when they find stuff and they take it, it's like not happy. So maybe it means servant? No, it's even worse. Any more guesses? It means a prostitute. If you, may I introduce you to my hostess? You're saying, may I introduce you to my prostitute? Or isn't she a lovely hostess? So yeah, that's it. It's there are so many things that, you know, are when you're traveling that you don't know, and if you don't know it, you can totally offend someone. I know in Mexico, you don't do this. You don't go like this to you know, in America, we do that like, hey, come here, come on over here. But that's how you call a dog in Mexico, and it's very offensive. But if you don't know the customs, which is why when you go to some place, especially a foreign country, you should find out the customs and some of the things, you know, that you know, there was a time, and it's not true anymore, that you shouldn't wear a white t-shirt in Mexico. And I've forgotten the reason, but that was a long time ago. Sorry to go. Have a Zoom meeting. Have a great day. You have a great day too. We just did our last question, so we're going to be winding down here as well. You guys all take care of yourself. Hope to see you soon. And you know what? I haven't done a live in a while, and I think I'm going to do another one pretty soon. I'm gonna try to come up with more questions though, so that we don't run out and get to the end. So you guys all take care. Have a great day and stay safe. Okay? Bye.